We met each other, got along, and founded the company together. But his story is that he's born and raised in the Swedish archipelago, and has eaten seafood like since he was a child. And then his sister became vegan, and that was like a great deal in their family. And they were looking for good like plant-based seafood alternatives, and there were very few. And there were the ones that existed were like didn't taste very good, and the nutrition was really poor. So yeah, we're trying to make products that are both like environmental friendly and healthy for human consumption. For the tuna, it's based mainly on soy protein. And that is because of the reason it's very functional. It's a good taste and no off flavors. Now when we are producing the salmon, we are looking into different protein sources as well, as fava bean, chickpeas, oats, wheat. There are a lot of different options, and I think in the next coming years they will be both cheaper and better tasting, the quality of them. And we also want to have the omega-3 in the product. We have identified the food sector, which has huge potential to make a huge transition, contributing to a better health and a better environment. We want to have a great impact, like a huge impact, and then that's why we're trying to make mainstream product, so we're not only target like a premium segment, because the volume is quite low. Then we're trying to make a product that the everyday person can afford, because the more people buys our products instead of traditional seafood, the better, the bigger impact we have on the environment. I think we have good potential to make a lot of impact, but it's not until we sell the products the actual impact will be made. So hopefully soon, but not yet. And we haven't like estimated how much in a quantitative way, like CO2 equivalents we will save per kilo. But that is also something we want to look more deeply into to be able to measure how much impact we actually have. Definitely. I mean, it's really hard to forecast the whole food system, of course, but I think it's a sector which a lot of interesting things are happening right now. The plant-based sector is really huge. We have like seen a change when it comes to meat consumption and dairy consumption. I think cheese and seafood will also take the same path in the upcoming years. And we can also see younger generations eating more and more plant-based. Some companies are trying to make food out of thin air or from new sources from the oceans and using like raw materials that we haven't used before. So I think it's hard to predict what will happen in the field, but that something exciting will happen in the upcoming years, that is for sure, I think. And definitely Hooked will be a part of that journey. It's like a benefit of doing something that is good for the environment. That is like something, a selling point to customers, to investors, to partners. So quite easy and quite fun because people are engaged in your vision and your product. We're meeting a lot of other people with the same mission. They are working with like a different product or a different approach, but we all have the same mission, and that is like we're feeling that we are a part of like this club. The biggest impact we will have on the environment depends on the raw materials and the origin of the raw materials, so the transportation. but we'll try to keep them as locally as possible as well, and always looking into different sustainability solutions when it comes to packaging and sustainable growing raw materials and plants as well. So it's always a balance. If it becomes too expensive to produce, no one will buy our products, and then we will have no impact at all. It's always like a question that is on our minds. I think transportation and the diet on a like very daily personal level. I've been vegan myself for more than 5 years. I try to not fly at all. But then also, like, I think I can have the biggest impact eating plant-based fish instead of traditional seafood. That is like the biggest impact I can have as an individual.